money. Joey, 500. Got some goats in the field.
Get ready for a shakedown.
Prepare for a shakedown. We from Philly where they clap like huddles when they break down. Get ready for a shakedown. We underdogs, my guy. Kinda used to all the hate now. Prepare for it, man. Y'all get it. My QB got swag. My wideout is award winning. This fly was fly. Joey and 500. Like and subscribe. Yeah. Here's a quote you can sing back. Shake squad up and don't be a dingbat. It's a shakedown.
Don't you frown.
It's
Here
a
comes the shakedown.
Let's go.
Yo, by the way, King Dingbat here. Welcome to the Philly Shakedown podcast, the first post game for the Philadelphia Eagles. Joey Shakes, what is happening, man? How are you doing today?
Well, what's happening is it's happening. That's all I can say.
That's
all I can say.
Man, there's a lot to talk about in this game. There was a lot of, a lot of things that are probably concerning to a lot of people. A lot of things that we got to fix and clean up. But at the same time, keep it in perspective. A win is a win, and in the NFL, they're not all going to be pretty. They're not all going to go like the Dallas Cowboys tonight, 40-0.
Yeah,
it
crazy.
doesn't happen like that. But yeah, I mean, what a crazy game, man. What are your overall thoughts? Just, I don't know. What do you think, man?
My overall thoughts are what happened this entire offseason. I didn't expect this play. I don't think they're going to play like this the rest of the year. I'm not panicking in that aspect, but I didn't think it was going to go the way it was going to go in this game. I think the offseason program probably needs to change. I think it's definitely I think this is more than rust. I feel like it's more towards the coaching, and it was ugly, man. It wasn't good. Very ugly.
Well, it wasn't good. I forgot. Let me say hi to everybody in here. Jay here, Evil's here, Joe's here, Philly Nation 307, Clark, Jay, Easy Cats, Coco. Easy Cats are the Cowboys tonight. They got an easy ride tonight. Giants stink. Rapuff, what's going on? Frankie, Just Blaze. I'm trying to catch up to this thing. And Joe Marucci's here. Joshua Simber. Thank you guys to Mac Main, Grunge Smurf, Richard, Joe, Davey, Jay. Thank you guys all for being here. If I missed anybody, I apologize. Nick DeWick, thank you for super chat. He goes, I want to jump off the Golden Gate Bridge. My God, dude. You guys.
I'm sorry. The way it was worded. I'm sorry.
I can imagine Giant fans do not feel. I mean, think about it. It could always be worse. You could be a New York Giant fans. Giants. They have no offensive. They have
no talent.
Their offense is just Waller. You can't go and just get Waller and then expect he's going to be the guy. You have to have a receiver on the outside to go along with that.
And that guy's good too. He got separation. He can catch. He can do a lot.
Yeah,
it's just not enough.
It's not enough. And their offensive line may be maybe the worst offensive line in football. It's really that bad. Daniel Jones, $40-something million. Yeah, he ain't worth a penny. It's going to be fun watching all the Giant fans melt down this week. It really will be. But I mean, I had to shut that off. I couldn't watch any more of that. It was brutal. As far as the Eagles game goes, the first thing I want to say, the first thing that I noticed going into this game today was the inactive. Right when the inactive list came out. Why was Rashad Penny inactive? Like, what, he's 215, 220 pounds, and you're playing in a rain game? Why is he not playing? I thought at that point, that was a little weird.
Do you think the reason for him and Albert O to be out is because, so who did they replace for Sipos and Covey? Was that the reason they brought those two? It could have been.
Maybe, but I mean, dude, and then let's just start with the way they use the running backs. Okay, you start with Gainwell. You give DeAndre Swift had one carry the whole game. Like, what are you doing? And every time you bring DeAndre Swift out, the team knows you're throwing the ball. It was obvious you were gonna. It was a throwing down if he was in there. I don't understand why they didn't try to use DeAndre Swift. I mean, what really bothered me, and I get early on in the game, it's pouring rain, right? It's pouring rain. I get it's hard to throw. You want to run a little more. You want to do that, I get it. But when it stopped raining, they still couldn't do anything. It was like they were so out of sync. And you got to give the Patriots credit. Their defensive line, I haven't seen a defensive line give that much problems to the Eagles' offensive line in a long time. And I thought they gave them a lot of problems. But they were out of sync. I thought they were too conservative. Some of the play calls did not make sense. How do you not throw one pass to Dallas Goedert the whole game? I just don't get it.
Yeah, it came. I mean, it just looked real stale. Looked very vanilla. It looked like you said. It looked like they were playing it safe. Like when we're backed up into the end zone, like it's third and long, and you're throwing back to this whole thing with Devontae Smith and these screen passes. Like I don't like AJ Brown. Like what is besides the catch, the refs took away from us later in the game. I mean, like AJ. I mean, there was a lot of. I saw that the players were mouthing off a little bit. Like they were kind of looking at Jalen. Like there were certain plays where the defensive line got after on Jalen Hurts, where there was guys open, but at the time they were open, Hurts had to move out of the pocket where he was rolling out to the right, rolling out to the right, rolling out to the right each time. But Swift I couldn't believe that Swift with one carry.
Yeah,
That's
I mean,
insane.
You can't just use Swift in passing situations and think teams aren't going to catch on to that really quick, and the way they use Gainwell, like it just really surprised me, and there was just like some of the play calling I didn't get. And listen, and I don't think Jalen Hurts had a great game either.
No.
I mean, dude, there were times where Dallas Goedert was wide open. And I don't know what he was. It looked like he was looking right at him, and he wouldn't pull the trigger. I just wonder. I wonder if the way they prepared this game with the weather and stuff, it just threw them off from the beginning. They never seemed to get into a rhythm. It was very frustrating. Giants just fumbled again. My God, the team stinks. You think Cilio's going to kill us tomorrow? He's going to take some shots, but I like I said, yeah, we were bad, and we got to clean up a lot of things. But everything that we're talking about is fixable. It's things that I think that you can fix. Okay. But I think it starts with the coaching, because I think the coaching was bad. I think the game plan was bad, and they were never really in a rhythm. You gotta find a way to get into a rhythm. Devontae Smith, AJ Brown, I mean, they didn't even really do anything until the second half of the game.
Does Brian Johnson know what weapons he has? Like if they're stacking the box and you're doing, it's either it's a 3-yard pass to a receiver or it's a run by Jalen Hurts, or I mean, you brought in these running backs for a reason, or it's a handoff to Gainwell up the middle. Like that's like it's been the same combination. It was like I felt like I was watching a repeat of the same plays nonstop the whole game.
Well, and then you remember at the end, right? The drive where they go for it on 4th and 2 at the end, right? They decide to go for it, and then they're going to give the ball back to the Patriots, who had a chance to win the game. But if you look at second down, they run Gainwell. Like, dude, everybody in the planet knew that was a run Gainwell. You have 3 tight ends, and you made it obvious, right? And then they come back. And what? Didn't they try to run a draw with Jalen Hurts? Like, this was the only way they were running the ball. Gainwell, and then if Hurts kept it. It just made no sense to me at all. It was very plain. It was very conservative. And early on, I was making excuses for him. I was like, well, it's raining and stuff, and I understand.
Yeah, right.
You're up 16-0. You're at your own 8. You don't want to take any chance. I get it. But once it cleared up, the Patriots started to throw the ball. The Eagles did not, and it was frustrating. And Brian Johnson, I was really surprised. It just how vanilla it looked.
That's how crazy like Mac Jones was. Like when the weather cleared up, we figured the Eagles were going to change things, and they didn't. They just stick to the original plan of being just not aggressive at all. But Mac Jones, it was like the first touchdown for Mac Jones. It was 7 completed passes to 7 different people. Okay, the next one. Yeah, the next time they scored, it was 8 completions. Then at the end of the game, they went 75 yards under 2 minutes. I mean, it's just I mean, look, you can't blame the defense too much. Look, the defense. We'll get to the defense later, but when you have 1 3-and-out, 2 3-and-out, 3 3-and-out, you know what I mean? You go 4 5 3-and-outs, you're putting
right.
The defense is totally gassed. Like,
right.
They're going to run out of gas. They're going to be done.
Especially when you don't play them the whole preseason.
Right.
You know what I mean? You don't play. They're not conditioned to come in and play because they haven't played the whole preseason. And I think not playing the preseason was part of that too. I think the combination of the weather early and not playing was a part of it. But I mean, it just looked bad. It looked like Hurts was not. It just looked like he wasn't seeing the field well. It looked like they started to get a little bit of a rhythm towards the end of the game, but he didn't see the field well. There was a couple passes where, man, I'm thinking you hit Goddard, he might have scored a touchdown right there. So it was frustrated on that standpoint. But like I said, the good thing is you have a short week and you get time to kind of get over it, and hopefully they make the adjustments because. We know this offense is better than this. We know it, and I do think a lot of it has to do with rust. You know what I mean?
Yeah, a lot, plenty of it.
Yeah, but it was. And then as far as the defense goes, I will say this: my standouts on defense, I thought Jalen Carter and Jordan Davis were fantastic today. I said first 2 sacks, Jordan. I said Jalen Carter and Jordan Davis. I think it wound up maybe Jordan Davis half sack and then Jalen Carter, but I thought they were really, really good. I thought they played really good, and I thought we could have had more sacks on Jones, but the defense it was kind of the same issues. Like, I don't understand why you play so far off these receivers when everything, especially the second half, was as soon as he got the ball, it was throw the ball, get rid of the ball, get rid of the ball. Like, why not play up, and make him and force him to hold the ball a little longer? But
you're not gonna.
Defense was gassed.
Yeah, you're not going to generate a pass rush if you're playing guys off the ball that much. Like Carter and Davis, Carter had 6 pressures and a sack. He had that game-saving sack at the end of the game. Davis had 6 tackles, half a sack, a QB hit, and the forced fumble on. Jordan Davis was good. Even Milton Williams, man. Milton Williams was good because I think tell me if I'm wrong. Tell me if that starting defensive line, I think they had Milton Williams on the outside. Could be wrong. I thought they had Milton Williams and Fletch in at one point with Jordan Davis. I gotta watch the game again.
I have to look at it again. But the one thing I noticed is Jordan Davis was down there on 3 downs, and he was holding his own. I thought Jordan Davis was really freaking good. I of course Jalen Carter. I thought those guys were good. I thought Milton Williams. I thought Fletcher Cox was even pretty good. The defensive tackles were good today. It just. But at the same time, I just I don't understand why they play these corners so far back, why they're afraid to blitz, why they're afraid to make adjustments. I don't get it.
Because now with two guards that were out for the Patriots, it meant absolutely nothing because of the passive, the corners being off from these receivers so much in this game. You can't, like I said, you can't generate a pass rush like that. So we couldn't. We almost got there a good amount of times, but I mean, Mac Jones was quick and decisive and got a lot of passes off.
Dude, especially in the second half, he was throwing. I mean, he was like, snap, get rid of it, snap, get rid of it. But there's 7-8 yards of separation between the corners and the wide receivers or the running back that they would have big plays. I didn't, and then there was a 4th and 2. I remember where they didn't get it, and I was like. Yes, I started cheering before the snap going, look, the corners are up. They're up. That's good. They're up.
Yeah.
And it forced them to hold the ball a little longer. And then Reddick caused – I don't think they gave him a sack on the play.
No.
But he could have had a sack, So, there's – the thing about a game like this is you're not going to win every game by 40 points, like I said. You're going to have these games where you struggle and things like that. I think these type of wins – are huge wins later on in the year when they add up because I think these build characters. You get into winning tough games, and now they're going to go play Minnesota. That is a team that is basically lost today. They lost, and they're going to come in and they're going to feel like they have to win Thursday night's game. So this team has to be a lot better. They have to be a lot better.
Mm-hmm.
Here Wiggle says, where is running back Penny at? Penny was inactive. He didn't even play. He didn't even dress, which I was really surprised about, I really was surprised about. Dean is out for Thursday. So what's the deal? Dean got hurt, right? Let's talk about Dean for a second. Did you like the way he played?
He blew some coverages middle of the field. He did. Yeah, he blew a few coverages, but as a downhill tackler, he was very good. He was awesome. He got a toe injury, and apparently he was seen in a boot after the game. He was in his foot was in a boot, but it could be for precautionary reasons. It could be, if it's just a toe injury, it could be precautionary, but most likely he'll probably. I don't think there's been any news on it yet, but I think most likely when he gets the MRI tomorrow, he probably will not play Thursday.
No, he's not going to play Thursday but you will have not after the Thursday game. You don't have to play until the following Monday night, so he'll get a chance to rest it out. What did you think of Cunningham and him? I thought they were okay. I mean, I got to go watch Dean again. He did blow some coverages.
They did nothing against Hunter and Jaceki.
Yeah,
they couldn't stop them.
Those tight ends killed us. They killed us.
No.
Yeah.
True.
Let's see. They said 2-3 weeks. Nakobe Dean will be out. Yeah, that's about right. That's probably about right. That makes sense. I'll tell you what. In a million years, I never ever thought that I would say Aaron Sippos kicked a 50-yard punt. He had two 50-yard punts. I think Matt Ariza is really in. I think the Eagles signed Ariza, but didn't tell nobody, and they're putting him Sippos uniform on because I don't know where this punter came from, but we had a punter today, and he was good. And the other guy that we got to talk about is Jake Elliott. Jake Elliott is the reason why
he saved the game.
I mean, those kicks were huge. That one kick, and I forget who pointed this out. So whoever did it, I'm sorry because they pointed out my stream. But they said that this kick, that kick hits the upright and goes in. If that thing doesn't go in, Patriots win this game.
Yeah, that was the 46-yarder.
Yeah. I mean,
he kicked
51, 56.
56. Right? Yeah, 51, 56, 40, 46. Without Jake Elliott, 3 field goals in the second half. I mean,
yeah, Jake Elliott's why we won. Jake Elliott and the early turnovers. When you're up 16-0, you're thinking this is a blowout, right? I mean, I'm thinking, it's funny though. I said that if the Eagles score over 20 points, they win this game. I did not think the Patriots could score over 20. Now they could have. It didn't work out for them. But when it was 16-0, I'm thinking, dude, this is going to be a blowout. This is going to be a blowout, and we let them in. Our offense couldn't move the ball, and it was like 4 or 5 straight 3-and-outs. And of course, at that point, your defense is going to get tired.
I agree.
It's crazy.
I don't think Covey had one good okay return, but some of the coverage on the punts, I think some of them were pretty bad. They got up to the 40, 45-yard line a few times. Some of the tackling was a little off. It didn't look good. Yeah, he's not good.
The hell out of me.
He's not good.
Scares. Oh, sorry. He scares me. Anthony Stevens says they should put a dirt star on their helmet because they have a fan base of dog shit. We must be talking about the Cowboys. Kobe had one good return. It was it seemed like every starting possession in the whole second quarter was like at the 8-yard line, 16-yard line.
Yeah.
It was always backed up, True. It was crazy. Cody says, again, our special teams coverage sucked. It did. New England took advantage. They did. And we finally got a good punt, and then they're getting good returns. I agree.
I get it. Like, I was jealous of the Patriots because they're using multiple running backs and different plays. They have 2 running backs on the field at the same time. I mean, they were the weather cleared up and they were, Mac Jones. Look, when you're down 16-0, they have to start passing the ball. And even in the rain, they were completing passes. I mean, I had to give them credit for that. And, the coverage on the outside, Slay is all, I'm just like, that's too much cushion, man. It's way too much.
I know. It is. Yeah, Sidney Brown had a great play on a punt
Oh
return. He
yeah.
did. Yeah, he was good.
Is Justin Evans good? Did Justin Evans play fantastic? I don't think he played that great
I
tonight
don't know.
either.
I've really. I mean, there's a lot I have to go back and watch. Like I have to go. I want to go back and watch what happened with the offensive line. Why did they have such a problem? Was it from the right? Were they having a problem at right guard? I want to go back and watch Dean and see what he did. I want to go back and watch those safeties because yeah, there was a lot of
Cam
things going on.
Cam Jurgens got blown up a few times. I saw Cam get knocked down on his ass a few times. So I know the Judon sack at the beginning when we went down the first series. I know the Judon sack on the right side. I think Lane Johnson, he blocked inside instead of outside, or they couldn't account for him maybe because they rushed everybody at that point. But they kept blitzing Hurts. How many times did we blitz tonight? Did we?
I think I remember. I think there were 2 blitzes that I can remember. One was a late safety blitz that didn't get home.
No.
And I think there was one other time, but those were towards the end of the game. But
Right.
yeah, I didn't. I was hoping for a little more aggressive defense. Joe says, Philly Joey, everything has to be taken perspective. If we played bad in the Super Bowl and won, we would be going crazy. It's still a win, and we're 1-0. That's what counts.
I get it.
I agreed. And we said that at the beginning of the show. Like a win is a win at the end of the day. These can be character building wins. Look, you're not going to win every game, by blowing teams out. It's not going to happen. There's bad weather, and I'm sorry, but the Patriots have a good defense, and the Patriots have Bill Belichick. Give credit where credit due. They played a good game and stuff. There are things we've got to fix. I get it, but a win is a win at the end of the day. I mean, the Dallas just spanked the Giants, and they still have the same record as us. We're both 1-0. So remember that. T.O. Hopkins, thank you for your super chat. Because Brown needs to start. Evans out there looking like Byron Maxwell with those long ass sleeves. Oh man, you're giving me bad flashbacks of Byron Evans. Oh.
Look, this is what
Byron Maxwell. Byron Evans was great.
This is what Nick Sirianni said after the game. Sirianni said he is going to reevaluate his stance on playing some of his guys more in the preseason next year. Sounds like he believes that rust from first team not playing since Super Bowl played a factor in offensive performance tonight. And he actually said there is no excuse not to give DeAndre Swift the ball. There is no excuse for DeAndre Swift not to have any carries, and there's no excuse not to target. Dallas Goedert only had the one target. I mean, he knows what's.
But what I don't understand is why do these guys say it's no excuse after the fact? When I'm in the second quarter saying, "Where's DeAndre Swift? We got to use DeAndre Swift." Like, you know what I mean? Like, Penny. I mean, Kenneth Gainwell. I know there are a couple people saying he's having a coming out party. I don't think he's that great. I'm not trying to be rude. I like him.
He's not the best talent. He's not the best talent in our running back room. That's for damn sure. So
I agree. Eagles Army down under. Thank you for super chat, man. Because Evans had multiple crossing routes to make a play and didn't make them earn it. Brown will make them fear crossing the middle on that field. I say get Brown in there.
That's what I'm saying.
I say get Brown in there. I just, I'm glad that Nick recognizes it, but like, dude, I don't understand why they don't see that during the game, especially like the 4th and 2, like the 4th and 2, like, why not get Goddard involved? Like, okay, they go for that 4th and 2. They should have punted it there. I mean, I don't understand.
There's no excuse to. I mean, I felt like Brian Johnson forgot Devontae Smith, AJ Brown, and Goddard were in this offense. You're waiting to the second half to give AJ Brown more catches. Like, come on now. Like this, it's inexcusable. It's inexcusable. Yeah. But because after the fact, yeah, maybe Nick feels good about the win, but you think your defense is about this defense as well. You think your defense is, you got Jordan Addison, you got Juice. I mean, you got both those guys you have to defend on Thursday, and you're going to play off the ball like that. Good luck. That's all I got to say.
Yeah, I agree. Addison looks really good.
Really good. Bijan Robinson looks good too, by the way.
Oh yeah, I saw. Bonzaldi says, I was shocked when they deactivated Penny, 225-pound beast from rain-soaked Seattle, who led the league yards per carry. I was shocked, too. I thought, like, this was the kind of game that you think they would play him. This would be perfect for him. But they didn't. I just don't get it. We got over 1,000 people. We got almost 1,100 people in the chat between both channels.
Nice.
Thank you guys so much for being here. If you're new, hit that like. Make sure you subscribe. We appreciate it. You know.
Appreciate it.
I hate when we win games and I feel like we're talking more about the negatives than the positives. You know, a win is a win at the end of the day and all that. But I just want to make sure we cover these things because we got a short week and we got to get these things fixed, you know?
Oh, Philly, people told us to relax last year. We were winning games when in the second half of games, our defense and Gannon was taking their foots off everybody's necks and giving these teams room to breathe. And people were telling us to relax. And we knew that there was something there that, like, it's going to come a moment where there's going to be an important moment for Jonathan Gannon. Jonathan Gannon's defense played better than our – I mean, as a whole, when it comes to even just sacks in general, I mean – I don't know, man. Like I was watching so many other games and I was just jealous. I didn't think we were going to play this bad. That this defense bailed out our offense, and Jalen Hurts actually went up to every defensive player after the game and thanked them, for help.
They did. And I thought it would be early in the year. I thought it would be completely the opposite. I thought the offense would bail out the defense early, but it wasn't. And Josh Jobe, I mean, on that fourth down pass where they called it a catch and then changed it, reversed it to out of bounds, where it would have given the Patriots first a goal. I mean, he did a great job pushing that guy out of bounds. You got to give Jobe credit because Bradbury came out of the game. I don't know what he came out of the game for, by the way. Do you remember what he came out of the game?
Concussion.
That's what I thought it would be. Yeah, he looked wobbly. So we're probably not going to be. We're probably going to be without Dean and Bradbury. I can't. If Bradbury's got a concussion, and then concussion
Josh
protocol,
Jobe,
he's not going to be ready to go Thursday night. They're not going to clear him. And Jobe made that play, so we're going to need Jobe to step up again. You know.
Mm-hmm.
I listen. I expect the Eagles to adjust. The one thing out of the 2 years that I've learned with Nick Sirianni is he adjusts. And I think they will, but they definitely look like they hadn't played all summer. You could definitely tell.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, thank you for super chat. He goes, Sean Desai is Jonathan Gannon 2.0. Oh man, I hope not.
A lot of Eagles fans were giving up in the live chat today. A lot of them were pissed off, and I understand it. Like a lot of us are gonna overly just like say this team sucks or this is how they're gonna look. I don't believe they're gonna look like this the whole year. Sirianni is very vocal. This team is very vocal, and like you said, you know this team the past couple of years. Like the word is gonna get out. This team is gonna know. Like they have to look themselves in the mirror going into Thursday night and say they do this shit at home. It ain't gonna be good. You ain't doing this in your own house. And Minnesota's going to be hungry coming in. So,
right. Yeah. No, I agree. Let's see here. George R says the Eagles will be 2-0. That's the hope. I hope so. I think it's important to go 2-0.
Yeah.
NC Eagles chicks has some soft coverage and the middle of the field. The middle of the field was wide open all day. All day. It was so frustrating. It really was, you know.
It was bad.
Yeah. East Camden for Life says Desai said he was going to be aggressive, and I didn't see it look like he was using Gannon's play. He didn't seem aggressive. I agree. I didn't understand that. I mean, at one point you had, I think Mac Jones was 10 of 10. He was like 10 of 10 or 11 or 11. You know, you got to do something.
Yeah, the fourth quarter, which killed us. Which the worst time you could blitz is when they're going to be doing a screen pass, because then your whole they blitzed everybody. Screen pass happened. They got all the way to our side of the field, and that's it's the worst time to do it. But
isn't it interesting the Eagles were only 4.5-point favorites, and they won by 5? You tell me those line guys didn't know something. I mean, come on. This game was 16-0, and it's still the line was almost perfect. It's crazy. Kay Williams says, I hope the players can give input on the play calling. Dallas was wide, and then the calls of Hurts running like they didn't expect that. Yeah, Hurts. I mean, he was wide open, and Hurts just didn't see him. Now I don't know why he wasn't seeing the field, because the one play where he runs to the right, and it looks like Goddard's about, I want to say, about the 10 to 15-yard line, and there's nobody there. And if he just throws it, he's catching. He might walk into the touchdown.
True.
It's crazy. Let's say Eagles got the Vikings. We'll see. I'm sure Hurts has tape session. You all need to relax. It's not a matter of relaxing. We're relaxed. We're enjoying this win. I'm gonna go smoke a victory cigar. We're gonna have fun with that. But we got to talk about the good and the bad.
Yeah, right.
I'm sure he'll fix it. I mean, I expect the Eagles to come out and look different on Thursday and be much better. I'm not going to expect anything less. I expect them to get it fixed.
True.
Yeah, I mean, Slay with the pick six. I mean, that pick six that's your game winner right there. You don't get that, you don't win the game.
Mm-hmm.
And they came out with 2 quick turnovers. You're up 16-0, and I'm thinking this is going to be it. They're going to destroy this team. And then all of a sudden, they couldn't move the ball. It was crazy.
Yeah. Very surprised. I'm very surprised with Brian Johnson and the game plan. I didn't expect this play calling today at all.
Yeah, I know. It was very predictable. Like I said, I didn't understand that. Like you basically tell you're going to run the ball on second down and third down at the end of the game. You make it obvious, and then you come back and decide to go for it on 4th and 2 and get gutsy. It's like, make better play calls on second and third down.
Mm-hmm.
Don't be so obvious. You put 3 tight ends in. You have Gainwell in there. We're running the ball, because every time Gainwell's in, you run. Every time you put DeAndre Swift out there, you
passing.
throw.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. B-Law says the only team in the NFL who has a star tight end open and misses them twice the same drive. Absolutely annoying. It was annoying. I agree. A win doesn't. How does a win feel bad? Yeah, because we didn't play good. We didn't play well. But see, I really look at it the opposite way. Like, I look at it well, you're not going to win every game pretty. Every game is not pretty in this league. You're not going to just go out and have everything go your way all the time. It doesn't work that way, all right? You're going to have to win these kind of games. These kind of games are character builders. So I think it's a good thing at the end of the day. And I think that we'll be better next week. AB3 says, every week a new start. You treat like you're 0-0, looking for a win. Doesn't matter the previous outcome is, you move on next game. I agree.
I get it.
And it's such a week-to-week league. I mean, do you remember last year? Here's a couple examples. One, you have the Indianapolis Colts example, right? That was a tough game. They were not that good. It was a tight game till the end. We won that game. Then don't forget about the last game of the year where we have to win to win the division, and we play the Giants backups. And that's a close game. And everybody's saying, you barely beat the Giants backups. You're going to get beat by the Giants in the playoffs. And what happened? We go in there and we destroy them. So, it's a week-to-week league. You have to make adjustments. David Super Chat, he goes, Jim Schwartz defense looked great. Wish he was here. His defense got on my nerves too. But I mean, at the end of the day, you're 1-0, and that's the main thing.
And the
1-0.
The first game is usually a toss-up game too. Like, it's the first game. Like, there's going to be certain teams that you expect to win that don't win. Like KC lost. KC didn't look great. They lost.
Cincinnati lost. The Bengals lost. Yeah, it's not what you're doing in September. It's what you're doing in December and January. This is the big thing with the Dallas Cowboys, right? Cowboys always look great in September. Then they look okay in October. Then in November, they look like, they're kind of just going through the motions. And then December, they choke. It's what you're doing in December, January. We got to win, and we didn't play our best football, and we still won. Imagine when we start playing our best football. I don't think anybody can stop us.
Mm-hmm.
Dalton W. David Super Chat, he goes, a 0-run D, and our special teams is so bad. Also, Bradbury had a busted lip or something. His chin strap was bloody when he went out. I think he had a concussion. He looked wobbly to me. So
he had a busted lip. Yeah, he had a busted lip. He was bleeding out of his mouth too.
Yeah. Matt says, excuse me. Matt, he says, Hurts can't be our power back. I agree. I agree.
Yeah, what's with these like is that like it's their way out? It's like their cop out play. It's like I mean the fumble from Hurts, I was like, Jesus, dude, like you're just giving like you allowing this guy to take more hits in this first game. Like he took a lot of hits
I
in this
mean,
game.
he can't fumble that ball. There's no way. The one thing in that position, the one thing you can't do there is fumble the ball, and he fumbled the ball. But there was such a bad play call. Like, why are you running him in that situation? You got 3 other running backs. Why are you not using Devontae or DeAndre Swift or even the other guys? Like, I just didn't like the play call, you know? Donnie Davis Super Che goes, was that the game Pats fans next to me were cheering when Cox got hurt? Classless. Really? Interesting.
Yeah, I wonder if he's all right.
Did he go back in the game?
I thought he did. I
I can't remember. Man. Cody says, didn't agree with the play call, but you still have to hold on to the ball. Come on, Hurts. Exactly. Exactly right. You know? It'll be curious to see what adjustments that they make, though. You know, I will say this though. You look at the Detroit game last year. The offense scored points. Defense kind of struggled, but we almost lost that game too. We almost lost that game. And remember, if you guys remember, the big narrative that came out of that Detroit game was where's what's his face? Devontae Smith. Devontae Smith is not going to work out with AJ Brown. This was a mistake. Blah blah blah. Because he had no catches that week 1.
Right.
He came back, had a great year. So, okay, Goddard didn't have any catches this year. He'll bounce back. I really believe that.
Mm-hmm.
I think you go out first drive and you get Goddard going early. I think next week I come out and I try to get him going early.
True.
You know? In my opinion. Dank says the run defense is Hargrave's weakness. Our run defense was really good. I thought the run defense was pretty good overall. I thought Jordan Davis was really good. What I didn't like is when they started really like throwing the it was like, man, dude, it had to be under 2 seconds he was throwing the ball. I don't understand why we play so far back. Like, why not get up and start pressing, start trying to bump and run these guys and force the quarterback to have to hold up those extra seconds so you can maybe get to the quarterback, but they didn't, and I didn't understand that.
Well, even in training camp, they were saying how there were some of the cornerbacks, some of the guys were saying that they were learning how to put their hands on some of the guys, and like it sounded like they were being more physical, during training camp and stuff. And I don't know, it's just a different game plan. There's a lot of changes they have to make going to this game on Thursday, and a lot has to change. There's a lot more.
Oh, I agree. Joe says, Philly, did they change the rules where scoring 40-plus points counts more than just one win? Cowboy fans have a great point. That they at least deserve a sticker or something for scoring so much. What do you think? Oh yeah, I think they get 1.5 wins. So I think in their mind they've won 1.5 times. Listen, they're so delusional. It's not even funny. Like, you can't, if I say, well, yeah, Dallas has a decent defense. No, they have the number 1 best defense in the league. You better acknowledge it's the number 1 best defense. It's not the number 1 best defense.
It's even last year. Like, every time the Eagles and Cowboys played the same teams, they would compare scores. If the Cowboys scored higher against a team that we didn't, it means they were better. But look what happened as the end result to last year. It's just, that's how it is.
Clearly, the Giants did not get any better than last year. They got Waller, which is going to be not helping you as much as you think because you got no help on the outside this offseason, and the offensive line stinks still, and Daniel Jones stinks. So, I don't know. Let's see what the Cowboys do against Aaron Rodgers next week. Clay says, the Giants always make the Cowboys look like super teams during the regular season. The setup before the January fall. Absolutely, always. It's like all the time. Rome says, Philly got lucky. Purdy got hurt early. He was torching that defense. Philly didn't get lucky. Purdy got hurt. The Philly hurt Purdy. You understand? It's not like luck getting hurt is, he's coming out of the locker room and he tripped and twisted his ankle. He can't go. That's luck. Knocking him out of the game is part of the game. You have to give credit to the Eagles for that. So you look tired as well. Get some sleep, my guy. We have another game. Yeah, I am tired. Man, been streaming since 1 this afternoon. So what? We're going on 7+ hours, and I still have another video to make. Jonathan Gannon's lying about the Super Bowl cost us a chance to get on the best defensive coordinators in the NFL, Vic Fangio. That's true.
Mm-hmm. What happened?
I think the Eagles were playing safe because of it being a short week. I do think that besides the rust, I think the game plan with the rain coming down early had a factor. And then I think going up 16-0 early with that weather conditions made them play extra safe, especially when they were pinned back, at the 16, at the 8-yard line. With the wet ball, I don't think they wanted to be as aggressive because they were up 16-0. I do think that played a factor in this. I do.
Yeah, you still got to win, though. We won, but you still gotta. You can't call off like half of the play calling or shorten the playbook because you have a game on Thursday. Like if you want to sit some guy. I'm not expecting them to sit guys out. When Rashad Penny got sat out, I didn't expect that they were going to run a lot less with all the running backs combined. I didn't expect that, but
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
What do you mean? Philly's not beating the Niners healthy? They beat them last year. You came in healthy. You went out hurt. That's because we did it to you, Let's see. Khalil says, Sal Powell doesn't even like Vic Fangio or his defense. I trust Sal Powell on his Vic is overrated. We are in good hands. Just got to make more plays than the next team. Wins count. Style don't. Yeah, listen, it's all at the end of the day. The Cowboys put up 40 points. We had a tougher game. We still got the same record. You still have the same record. You're still 1-0. And I think that's a much more character win for the Eagles than for the Cowboys. The Cowboys, they have a tendency to think how great they are, starts patting themselves on the back, and then Aaron Rodgers comes in and whips their ass. We've seen that 100,000 times already. You'll see it again. If the Eagles come out and they play much better and they score 20, 30 points and the offense is rolling, I'm gonna say, well, that first game of the season, that was a good way to get us focused and dialed in.
Yeah.
So it's how you move forward,
Right.
Self-made entertainment. Did Nolan Smith play? I saw Nolan Smith out there a few times. I didn't see him a whole lot out there, but I did see him a few times. I need to see more. I need to go back and watch. I do. You know what pissed me off though? You know what pissed me off in this game? All right, you had the pass to AJ Brown down the field sideline that they overturned, right? What pissed me off is that we snapped the ball and he threw the flag after the snap of the ball. Once that ball snaps, you can't challenge.
Oh well, but Philly, they do that all the time. They always do that, it's stupid. It's so dumb,
and me off.
They stopped the play when the challenge flag's thrown late, and they're about to do a play, and the refs come in, and they stop the whole play. It's annoying.
They should have said to Belichick, you didn't get it out in time. The play goes on, and that should have been it. I hated that call. That call pissed me off because I did feel like in the second half, I did feel like that we did start to get a groove going a little bit. We did seem to get a little bit enough to move the ball, and then it seemed like it always stalled out with a penalty. Jordan Mailata must have had 2 or 3 penalties today, or something, I think we got to see how they adjust. Oh, Rodgers owns Dallas. Oh, big time. Yeah. Yeah, how many times have you all been in the second round? Dallas does this every year. Baby Chain says, Philly, it's me again. Shout me out. Baby Chain, shout out to you. Didn't you read my supercharger? Your what? Did I not see it? Or did I read it?
Paul,
where? I don't know. Let me see if I can find it, Paul.
Go to starred so you can see all of them.
Yeah, I see it.
Yeah, it's there.
Oh, here it is. I got it now. Sorry, Paul. I totally missed it. I apologize. He said, brand new offensive coordinator, brand new defensive coordinator. Give it time. Yeah, absolutely. I agree. I agree. We are going to be okay. We are going to be okay. But this is the difference between Eagle fans and Cowboy fans. We could have a tough game and struggle and say, yeah, we got to be better here. We got to be better there. We got to do this. We got to do that. And we can acknowledge that. They can't do that.
It's true.
Clay says, it's not our fault that Shanahan used a tight end to block a defensive end. They did it again versus Steelers today. Tight end to block Watt. Left my ass. They never learn. I agree. I mean, come on. How good are the Steelers anyways? I mean.
Yeah, I mean, what's his face only had 35 yards. Pickens only had 35 yards today. He was pissed. He was really pissed off.
Yeah. Super Dave says we were very rusty and need to shake it off and wake up. I agree. I the way that we played today and the fact that we need to adjust and make adjustments. I'm kind of glad we're playing on Thursday because you can quickly turn this thing around and go out there, get a nice win, score points, get your offense going, get things, moving. And you'll be sitting there next weekend feeling great about things,
Mm-hmm.
I didn't win any of my bets. No. The one bet I should have done that I didn't was I should have bet Jalen Carter for a sack for the Eagles. I should have betted that, and I didn't.
Well, Spunky got paid today, which is good. He got paid.
Oh, he did?
He's bet like $5,000. I think he got like over $10,000 today.
Was it just a money line win?
Just a money line win.
Good for him.
He got it.
He must have been sweating his balls off.
Yeah, I gotta call him, but yeah.
Oh my God, he must have been like shitting his pants, dude, at the end of that game. Connor Carson's bad game for Hurts, but he will bounce back next week. I agree. I don't think Hurts had a great game. I don't. I don't think Hurts would ever say that either. I honestly, guys, I'm not as down as some people may think I am, or I don't know how this show sounds, but I'm not down at all about winning. Just pointing out what we need to fix. But at the end of the day, a win is a win in the NFL. And I think a lot of people, I think Dan Celia will say this tomorrow. It's not easy to win in the NFL. You got to give the other team credit sometimes. I mean, Belichick has a good defensive line. I think they were ranked eighth in total
top
defense
10
last year.
Yeah.
So they're good. And Belichick is going to have all season to be ready for this game. He was going to do things. Give him credit. It was bad weather that helped them, I think, early in this game. Helped us early in the game with the 2 turnovers, but I think it helped slow our offense and keep it out of rhythm. I think we'll be okay. I do. Yeah. Lane gave up his first sack in 2 years. It happens. It happens. 500. You sound like Bad Dog. Bad Dog must have been pissed tonight. He must want Daniel Jones go bye-bye.
Maybe.
Yeah. How are you feeling? I'm feeling good. Think about it. The Eagles struggled, right? We all say it. Patriots played. That was about I think the best the Patriots can play. We took their best shot, in my opinion, and we still didn't play well, and we still won. I think we're fine.
Yeah, we're.
Philly Joey, what do you think about Jordan Davis and Jalen Carter? I like what I saw, only going to get better. Absolutely loved what I saw from Jordan Davis and Jalen Carter. All this talk about Jalen Carter or Jordan Davis can't play three downs. He was on there 3 downs. He was on there in 3rd down many times. He got a half a sack. He could have had maybe 2 other ones. He was getting pressure. I thought he looked a lot faster. He looked like a lot more conditioned. It looked like his pass rush has gotten better too. Jalen Carter is just a beast. He's a monster. And I thought these guys, I thought they were the best. To me, Jake Elliott are my players of the game.
Yeah, defense held out. I mean, the defensive line, I'm not really worried about. I mean, if there's anything that I'm not worried about, it's the defensive line. Because I mean, you got to generate a pass rush. You got to get these corners to not play off the ball. And Jalen Carter. I mean, just even if the numbers don't even fall out, he had 1 sack today. But I mean, 6 pressures. He was disruptive all over the place. Milt Williams was great. A lot of these guys were good, man. Like Jordan Davis, I expected a good game, but he played a great game today.
Yeah, he was
Great
great.
game.
I loved what I saw with Jordan. If this is the Jordan Davis we're gonna get, watch out, league. Fabio, thank you for Super Chat. Goes, let's give the Bucks a second for Devin White. I think a linebacker is an area that you may need to look to upgrade because Dean goes out and you just see how thin they are. You see how thin they are at linebacker.
Yeah.
Yeah, 6 pressures, only 32 snaps.
Good day.
Yep. Cox, Brandon Graham, Sweat, Reddick were good for the most. Yeah, I thought the defensive line were good for the most part. I think that the secondary could have helped them out though. Like I think if they wouldn't have played so far back, if they would have been able to bump and run a little more, I think Mac Jones would have been stuck holding that ball a little longer. And I think another second, and he has to hold that ball just another half a second. I think those are going to turn into a lot more sacks.
Yeah,
we'll see how they adjust.
Even Derek Barnett had a tackle for a lot. I mean, he had a tackle in the backfield today as well. Derek Barnett.
Derek Barnett. I just kept thinking. Every play he's on the field, I just look for the flag. I can't help it. Cox MRI tomorrow. What did Cox hurt? What was it that he hurt? Do you know?
I have no idea what it was. He walked off fine. I don't know.
Well, he was on the sideline too. He looked fine. We'll see. Why play those corners big money play prevent? I don't know. I mean, you could get you could find corners to play zone. I want those guys. I want Darius Slay and man.
Yeah, you can't put him far away. It's ridiculous.
I mean, there was times where there was 7-8 yards off the receiver and the tight end, and then it would be like 3rd and 4, and they're 8 yards off. It's like I don't get it. Paul says not having to do with the Eagles, but why the hell did New York have Daniel Jones in with 4 minutes left, down 40-0? They took Saquon out. Why leave Jones in? Obviously, that tells me they're not happy with the way Jones is playing, and they're getting him more reps. They're trying to get him going. That's how I look at it anyways. So that's a bad sign for Daniel Jones. Big T says, and thank you, Big T, for Super Chat. Goes, yo, fellas, hope you're both doing well. A win is a win. Agreed. Can you give us both your team shout-out maps of the game? Or guys of the game, I guess? I'll say shout-out Jake Elliott, Jordan Davis, shout-out Jalen Carter, shout out Aaron Sipos. I mean, these 50-yard punts. You got to give it to him. I think those guys all deserve. To be credited. I mean, I think AJ Brown and Devontae Smith were fine when they got the opportunity to make catches. They did. I don't think they had a lot of chances, but I would give credit to all those guys.
Yeah, same thing here. I think it goes to obviously Aaron Sipos with some good punts. To get the defensive line with Jalen Carter, Jordan Davis, Milt Williams had a great game. I mean, offensively, I wish I could, do a little bit more, but I didn't think Gainwell had a bad game today. I just, he was given the opportunities, no. He ran with them, and he did fine. But we just needed more. We had no creativity in this offense. It was vanilla. It was just very bold. And that was it.
Yeah, I agree. And the thing with the Goddard stuff was, it was weird because it wasn't like he threw to Goddard and wasn't getting it to him. It was like he wasn't seeing him. I just wonder what was going on because he just Hurts didn't see the field well today.
Yeah, true.
Slay, yeah, you have to give Slay. I got to give Slay, props too. Because he had that pick 6. Khalil was a Slay and Bradbury both gave up touchdowns. Yet the safeties gave them no help and no help whatsoever. Agreed. I agree. Skippos took the practice squad role personal. I think Skippos is really Matt Araiza. I think they signed Matt Araiza.
Oh my God.
They don't want to tell the rest of the public and announced that they had to sign him, but they're putting him in Aaron Sipos' uniform.
Well,
Because I don't know where this guy came from.
Luckily, because one of those punts was going to get blocked because he had to reset. You're not allowed to reset your punt because he resetted that punt when he was about to punt the ball. He had to move quick and then punt the ball again. So you can't do that. That would have been a blocked punt at the end of the day. So, this is one game with Aaron Sipos that played pretty good. So we'll see how it goes.
Yeah.
We'll see how it goes.
Sipos took practice squad personal. Yeah, he did. David G says Carter is going to be. Oh, Carter. Definitely he's going to be a monster. There's no question about it. It's just I don't know. I really wonder how much the weather impacted the game plan, that impacted the way that they called the game. And then it was just one of those things where, you're just so out of rhythm and you can't get in a rhythm and it just snowballs. I really wonder if that had a lot to do with it. I do think the choice with like why is DeAndre Swift not getting any runs? You got to get him going. They got to. He's too much of a talent to not give him the ball.
True.
At least 10 handoffs or something like that.
Right.
So we'll see. Elaine says, sure he will hear from Dan the Sills trash Dean getting hurt again. We'll see. We will see. Quez for prayer. How do you think Quez Watkins did today? Actually, I thought he actually was okay too.
Yeah, he had a couple first downs. He had a couple. I think he had like two catches. I don't know if he was even more than that.
But I think 2 of them went for first downs.
Yeah, he was fine. Like I said, like the play creativity was the play calling creativity was horrible. It was just very vanilla-esque. It wasn't enough. No one, a lot of people, a lot of players didn't get involved.
I know. Quez says, we absolutely cannot make Kenny G our number 1 all year. We need Swift to get those tough yards. I agree.
Mm-hmm.
And the other thing you got to do is you got to make sure Penny's activated. If that means Ball Scott is not, he's got to get activated. Dan Kelly Green Burrito, thank for super chat. He goes, it's kind of funny how we're mad that we didn't punt with Sipos in a crucial moment in the game. Yeah, I mean, I'm not so super mad. What bothers me about the whole thing with the 4th and 2 and they didn't get, it wasn't that it's not even that they went for it. It's that on 2nd and 3rd down, you were so predictable and so vanilla and so conservative that it's like now at 4th and 2, you want to be aggressive after being so conservative on 2nd down and 3rd down when you could have thrown on 3rd down, probably got it. Or you could have, maybe, instead of running, the same way you keep running Gainwell, why not maybe run it like maybe pitch out or something like that. But it was so conservative and vanilla on 2nd down and then 3rd down. Then you want to get the big balls to go for it on 4th and 2 and then come up with a play that doesn't work.
Yeah.
That's what aggravates me about it. It's like, call a better play on 2nd down and 3rd down, and you get the first down. Brian Johnson needs to talk to Shane Steichen for plays. I agree. I'm not gonna kill Brian Johnson all week too hard. I'm gonna literally. I want to see how the Eagles do Thursday. Okay, when there's not a bad weather and it's not, because I really wonder how much just the environment just kind of threw them off today. And with let's say a game maybe on a Thursday night that's got decent weather, let's see how he does then.
Yeah.
Barron says, cut Johnson slack. It's first time calling plays in the NFL. Yeah, exactly. I agree. After the first quarter, I thought it was going to be 40-0 too. Like I thought this was going to be a rout. And then even after the Eagles had a couple series offensively where it struggled, I just kept thinking this offense is going to get it going any moment. All right, this is the series. and they couldn't get it going,
Yeah, it's true.
Connor says Reddick was getting Mac Jones a lot, but the Patriots always quick short passes. Yeah, it was like 1.5 seconds. That ball's out. And because the Eagles were playing back too far, you didn't have to hold them up. If you look at the times when they got sacks and stuff, is when the defensive backs played up and they had to hold up a little bit to throw the ball. That was it,
It wasn't enough time. Can't generate. I mean, you get. I don't know. I feel like we're saying the same thing. It's just you can't play these guys off coverage like that.
Yeah, I mean, and we'll see what adjustments they make. It's going to be interesting. If it's me, I'm putting Slay right on Jefferson next week. You're shadowing Jefferson the whole game. You know, Punjab says, "Do you think we could have kept T.J. Edwards? They could have definitely kept T.J. Edwards if they wanted to. He didn't get a lot of money to go to Chicago. They believe in Nakobe Dean. They like Nakobe Dean, and I thought Nakobe Dean liked Joey. I thought in coverage there were some plays he messed up, but I thought there were some things he did good too. So I think you got to take the good with the bad. Hopefully his injuries aren't too much.
Yeah.
So we'll see. Kenny says the Eagles will lose Thursday. We'll see. Richard says winning is winning, whether by inch or by a mile. We won the game. That's all that matters at the end of the day.
We might look back at this game like a couple weeks before the end of the regular season, be like, man, thank God we won that game. If we didn't win that game, things could have been different. I mean, but at least with the whether it's first seed or wherever we're going to be placed, however it looks at the end of the year.
Yeah. Chris says, how about playing Ricks on Thursday? Ricks was inactive too today. I mean, I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what happens with Bradbury and where he is. He might have to play and dress with Bradbury out. So we'll see. It's gonna be interesting. Kenny G wasn't bad. The offensive line was bad, in my opinion. 4 yards. No, Penny wasn't bad. He wasn't bad at all. But you use Penny. You still need to be able to use the other guys. You need to find ways to get Swift involved in that. And also I think there's ways that which you can use Penny in different runs. Like I don't remember them running outside at all. I don't remember them running outside at all.
No, and you got to think too, even with the offensive line as well. It's like these guys haven't. I mean, how much do you put in the joint practices when the starters are playing next to each other? Like, and really in a real game like situation, these guys on the offensive line haven't played next to each other at all. Not in a real game, they have it. I mean, the joint practices, I just feel like there's just way too much time taken off, and I think they got to put a little. I'm not saying they got to play 3 preseason games or they got to play all the preseason games, but they got to do something different going to next year. I know you don't want to deal with injuries. Like, don't worry about the mini camp. I like the whole mini camp thing. I think that's great until training camp. So cut that out. But going into the joint practices, or maybe you do a whole game, maybe you do a whole half. I don't know, but I think you got to do a little bit more. At least play a half for each game or something. I don't know.
I think at least you play at least the first game you should play like a drive. I think the second game you should play a quarter, and then something like that. No, I agree. And because the other thing too that sucks is that when your offense isn't moving the ball and these guys are haven't played all preseason, then all of a sudden your defense is going out there on 4 or 5 consecutive 3-and-outs. They're gassed, they're tired, and they miss a lot of tackles. It's because they don't play in the preseason.
Right.
We'll see. I mean, it'll be interesting. Play call to me. I mean, if I had to say what my number one complaint of it, I would say play call. I would. But at the end of the day, you won. You had 2 turnovers, and that really is the difference in the game. And the Eagles win, and they're 1-0. And at the end of the day, when you go look at the standings tonight or tomorrow, the Eagles are 1-0, the Cowboys are 1-0, and they both won in completely different ways. But you're 1-0,
Right.
Sipos did have an averaging 50 yards a punt in the weather. I know. I mean, that's what I'm saying. I can't believe that's really Aaron Sipos and not like Matt Araiza built in, like dressed up like Sipos. Don W. David Super Chat goes, it could always be worse. I stopped by Capizzo Street and the guy was not having a good time. I know. It could be worse. You could be the Giants. Right now, if you're a Giant fan, you're going, holy shit, this is going to be a long season for us.
I mean, it could change, but but we know what the Eagles have offensively and hardly players being used. The Giants, even before the game started, the commentators were like, they have a lot of speed. I'm just like, they're better than last year. They have all this speed. I'm just like, dude, like they don't have a high tier name to their offense other than Saquon Barkley. I mean, it's not enough. Their offensive line is having issues.
And they got Waller, and Waller's a good player, but you need somebody else on the outside
to complement him.
You don't have that. It's to me, your number one receiver shouldn't be a tight end. Most of the time, and I think the Giants. I think they made a big mistake. And if I'm the Giants, I'm going to go get Mike Evans at all costs.
Oh, 100%.
That's what I would do if I were the Giants. I'd go out and get Mike. You need a Mike Evans bad. Brian Johnson has a Jonathan Gannon play calling mentality on the offensive side of the ball. On the defensive side, I hope not. I really hope not. But he didn't look good tonight. I mean, there's no excuse. There is, but at the same time, it's one game. We play Thursday, and we're still 1-0.
That's all that matters.
Yep. Dallas and Niners beat two teams that have been asked the past couple of years. Now they're too loud tonight. It's always September for the Cowboys. This is their Super Bowl month. Chris Coffin, thank you for Super Chats. Did Tony Romo annoy anyone? Oh my God, Tony Romo. I don't know if you're listening. I had the game in my ear. He was so annoying. Oh my God, I almost shut it off. I couldn't take it, dude. He was horrible. Oh my God.
He was being a homer.
Oh, it's just the Patriots this, the Patriots that, the Patriots this, the Eagles like this, the Eagles into that. I was like, dude, shut up. just couldn't take it, man. Joe says teams are never as good as they look and not as bad as they look. Not after one game. Winning now is great, but November, December is when it counts the most. Agreed. It's winning November, December that count. That's when it counts. But these are the kind of wins that pile up you want for the end of the year, and it helps you. And that's it. That's exactly what it was. It was a ugly win. They're not all gonna be pretty, but at the end of the day, the Eagles are 1-0. Dalton, David Super Chat goes, Skip Bayless won't need Viagra for a year at this Cowboys win. I guess not. This is the most exciting thing he's going to see for a year, I'm sure. Well, is there anything else, dude? We're over an hour in. I know it's midnight there. It's 9 here. And, I still have a whole nother video and stuff to make. But anything else you want to say, man?
No, I mean, I think I agree with you. Like you said, this is a week-to-week thing. This is fixable. This isn't I'm not panicking. I'm not, this is a team that came off an off season that didn't have a lot of playing time with all their starters, especially the older guys that didn't even were involved in anything, to be honest, and resting a lot of guys.
Right.
So I think changes are going to have to be made on Thursday. And I think, when it comes to the offense, you got to get everybody involved. The Swift has got to be involved in this offense. And like you said, you can't make things obvious when Gainwell is sitting in the background, in the back of the field, and you can't make it obvious when Swift is on the field. And defensively, the coverage, they got to change the coverage up. It's just, you're not generating a pass rush. You're going to waste all these draft picks and waste all this money that you're spending on all these guys for these quarterbacks to get the ball in 0.2 seconds. It's not going to work that way. So it has to be a collaborative effort on Thursday in their own house, home opener.
Yeah, home opener. I think the Eagles will be ready to go. I think they're going to look much better, and I think that this is going to become a distant memory really, really quick. I expect Jalen Hurts to rebound. I expect Goddard to be more involved, Swift to be more involved, and I expect that they fix it. I really do. Joe says, shout out to Philly. Joey, thank you guys. God bless. Stay safe. Thank you so much.
Thanks, Joe.
Thank you, man. So let me thank everybody for joining us tonight. New subscribers, all super chats, likes. Thank you guys. Make sure you click on both channels. Sub up Joey if you're in mine. My channel. Make sure you sub them up as well. And then I guess we'll have to talk about what day we want to do a pregame for this Minnesota game, since it's Thursday.
Wednesday night, I guess.
Yeah, right. I guess. Yeah, I guess so. And then I don't know, maybe we could do Wednesday. Yeah, probably. But we'll see. We could do Wednesday, Thursday, and then we do Saturday or not. We can figure that out then.
Okay.
But we'll figure it out. But yeah, guys, thank you so much. We appreciate it, and we're gonna let you guys go. At the end of the day, yes, a lot of things are fixed, sloppy play, but we're 1-0. Eagles are 1-0, and they're in first place. And that's what matters most.
That's it.
With that said, we're going to let you guys go. I hope you guys take care. Talk to you later, of course. Don't be a dingbat.
Peace.
One more play. We had one more.
Yo, you gotta be motherfucking
You
kidding
gotta
me.
be kidding me. We have no time for one more play.
Look at this motherfucker
What you doing?
running from
What
a.
you doing?
To get off the field on third down.
What was that bullshit?
That is not right.
Oh, that's some bullshit. What was that? We had no time for one more play.
Had an opportunity to win that game at the end.
But the referee screwed us. The brother screwed us.
I'm upset, but
The brother screwed us.
At least they fought back and tried.
only Cowboys games.
You
The brother
literally.
screwed us. The brother screwed us.